Hello and welcome back to another episode in the A.N.I series, where today we will be taking a look at the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four, The First Steps. As of the time of this recording, the film should be out in theaters. I personally watched it over the weekend and I thought it was a good film. I think my only complaint is I would have wanted a couple of more scenes, but I don't want to spoil anything, so let's just move on. Another thing is there are two versions of the Johnny Storm figure being sold. The one where he's ignited, which you see right here, and there's a powered down version, which it should be the same mold, though it comes with different accessories and not as, lit up as this one. So without that, let's just move right on to the actual look. So, getting an upper hand closer look, oh my god, that is a sentence for sure. He is made entirely of clear plastic. So, I don't have too many action figures that are completely clear plastic, but I do enjoy them, as I don't know how well it's coming across here, but you can see all of the molded in joints, which is nice. A little cross section. You can actually see the mechanism of which the ball joint is within the waist, along with the different molding. I don't know how close I could get. The actual ribbing of the plastic to keep everything in place and structurally sound. And actual feel-wise of the figure is not too bad. It has the same consistency as, say, the Mr. Fantastic, where in some of the joints it feels ever so gummy. But other than that, it does feel sturdy. And I'm assuming this is the same sculpt as the regular powered down Johnny Storm. It is different from the Mr. Fantastic, which I do have here for comparison. It is hard to tell because this is all in clear plastic, but I believe there are some subtle differences in the molding. Definitely in the upper torso. It's hard to tell for that midsection if that's being reused, but actually moving his arm here and here, I think there are differences in it. Definitely in the legs. It's hard to tell. But yeah, it is 100% a new sculpt for the most part. Again, it's that middle torso I don't know. But what is sculpted there is nice. No paintwork on the back here. You only really see the paintwork on the Fantastic Four logo. Some of the line work that emulates that Jack Kirby art style, which is very nice. And some paintwork for the eyes. But other than that, everything else is molded plastic, which it looks nice. Again, I think just a little bit more line works. Oh, wait. I think there's some right here on the arm. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think just a tiny bit more, but for what's there, it looks good. Maybe some highlighting on the actual body to emphasize how on fire he is, but the add-on plastic fire effects do look nice and help represent that. So, actually, what am I doing? Let's just go right into articulation. So, starting off at the head, it is on a ball joint, so it can do almost everything a ball joint can do. You do not get too much of a pivot. You get a tiny bit, due to the style of joint, which, similar to Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, it is on a disc, and there is the ball. So it allows for about that far down, and that far up, and a swivel, and again, limited head tilt. Moving on to the torso, you do get a ball joint right here in the upper waist, which allows for a decent amount of movement, that being that far down, about that far back, about that much from side to side, and at the bottom here is a swivel with a very large, deep ratchet, like soft ratchet, I mean. So it will go from here to here to here. It's hard to get those in between because of that ratchet style, which is kind of weird. Actually, did Mr. Fantastic have that? Kinda, but his is more... his is even softer. So, I don't know if it's due to the clear plastic that's being used that makes it even more rigid, but something to take a note of. You do not get any butterfly style joint like any of the other Fantastic Four from this wave. You do get a simple disc peg system that allows for about that far up and that far down, and the tolerances on it is much stronger than the other. Just be careful not to flex too much on here. You might pop it off, but if you do pop it off, I think you could just pop it back in. But with that, you can't get a full rotation. You do get a bicep swivel, which works nicely. A bend at the arm that goes just about all the way. Now the fire effect on the wrist is a floating piece of plastic, and the hand itself also has a fire effect, and the hand can rotate and hinge, but it doesn't want to hinge too much. And you could hinge back, but you are limited by that fire effect. And actually, let me just pop the hand off right here. Oh, the communicator also is in clear red. And can you remove this fire effect? You can. So you could possibly attach this to your regular Johnny Storm, who's depowered, and give him more of a fire ability. Or you could just stick that into any action figure that you want to have some pyrokinesis. And can I just pop that back in? And there we go. So that works pretty well. For the actual waist here, it is on a ball joint, not a drop down, which for me, I prefer it not being on a drop down. So you do get a kick that goes out about less than 90. You're hampered by the sculpt work here. So if you do want to kick back, it's going to be on an angle, and even then, it's not going to look too great, but that doesn't really matter too much. You do get an upper thigh swivel, which does everything a swivel does. A double bend at the knee. Gets about as far as the sculpt will allow. It looks pretty alright. Again, I do like how you can see through it. And it shows off the engineering for this pinless joint, which is very nice. You do not get any boot swivel, but the fire effect is another floating piece, and it seems to extend outward to the foot. Oh. I bet if you really wanted to, you could remove this and add it to your depowered Human Torch figure, but I don't think there's an easy enough way to just pull it off. And I don't recommend destroying it or cutting it unless you really want to. That's up to you, but I'd recommend just leaving it on there. And you do get pretty nice fire sculpting effects going on for that foot too. Anyway, moving down to the actual hinge joint, or disc. Yeah, it's a disc. Disc and a peg but you can actually see in the foot how it's angled. Huh, interesting. Anyway, you get the foot about that far down, and you can go up about that much, and you do get a pivot at the foot, as most Marvel Legends have. And with that, I think that's all the articulation that this guy is packing. So, just setting him aside right here. Besides the fire accessories that are attached on him, he only comes with a separate pair of hands, that being these right here, which again, sculpted very nicely. And that's about it for accessories. I think I would have liked seeing another maybe flame effect or a flaming trail, but I don't know how much that would have been in the budget for them to do. Especially because they have done 2 versions of the Human Torch. So, I mean, if you buy the other one, you'll probably have more switching of accessories open to you. But for this version, all by itself, this is all you have. Which, again, it looks nice. It continues on with that flame detail. So you could... I think this is mostly just to recreate the his flying pose, which let me just swap out his other hand here. Oh, I'm stuck on my own little claw here. There we go. So, with all of that said and done, you can get him into a pretty decent flying pose. So with that, I think it's time to move on to size comparisons. So let me just put him down right there. And first up, if I can find him, we have the SH Figure Arts Boon Boonja Red, who is standing a tiny bit shorter. Huh. Yep. Definitely the Human Torch has that height advantage due to his the sculpt work of his hair being on fire here. Next up we have the McFarlane Toys Superman from the Superman 2025 film. And like in previous reviews mentioned, the McFarlane scale is 7-inch versus the Marvel Legends 6-inch. So yeah, it's gonna be out of scale, sadly. But I'm sure with some photography, you'll be able to I don't know, kind of cheat the scale. Next up, we have the Maximum Series Spider-Man, who is standing just ever so slightly shorter. Again, if it wasn't for that hair sculpt, I think they'd be on par, which, yeah, I'd say so. Now, moving on to some more fantastic figures. Here he is with Mr. Fantastic himself, which they look pretty good together. I hope they should look good together. The Invisible Woman, and just a sneak peek for one of the next reviews. Here's the thing. One other comparison that I wanted to make too is with this Doctor Doom that I have. The only thing different from the normal Doctor Doom is this one has a custom cape on it. But yeah, with this Human Torch, I think they look pretty well. And actually, just bring out the rest of the team here. Ooh, there we go. I think this is looking pretty good. Again, I'm really happy with this design of the costuming for the Fantastic Four. And with this more comic-inspired Human Torch design, I think it's going to turn out very nicely on display. And with that being said... Oh, I almost forgot. One final size comparison. The SH Figure Arts Rice Shower. Yeah. Why do I still bring out this figure for size comparisons? I don't know. I just think it's funny. But with that being said, yeah, I think he's your standard Marvel Legends figure. He has all the articulation that you need. Nothing too crazy. He is a new sculpt, and it is pinless. I don't know, I feel slightly underwhelmed. But again, I'm not really buying the Human Torch just for the Human Torch. My main goal was to buy the entire Fantastic Four team, so I could have them on display. And for that purpose alone, I think he works very, very well. I don't have any of the other previous versions, and I'm not planning on getting the regular powered down form, though it is tempting. I thought he was great in the film. I really liked his actor. And yeah, I think with that all being said, retail price, he does go for $25 at most sites. Don't pay for scalper prices. I don't think he's been really hit by that, though I know the Thing was, and I think he still is too. So don't try to rush and get him as quickly as possible. Yeah, if you want to pick him up, if you want to for retail, I think that's fine. If you see him on sale, I'd say, yeah, get him. Definitely if you're trying to complete the Fantastic Four team, which I hope most people would. But yeah, I think with that being said, if you want to see me live, I am on the channel HexHap, where I paint and build Warhammer miniatures with a group of friends. If you'd like to see some cool gaming clips, highly recommend Commissar Yoraki's channel. He's starting a new series. Don't know what's being called yet, but I highly recommend checking that out. And yeah, I've been Amano in the Red. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe. Honestly, just comment, just so I know that people are watching. I'd really just like to get your viewpoint on either if you have this figure, if you're planning on picking it up. What were your thoughts on the film? So yeah, with that being said, see you next time. Peace.